everybody, who here remembers when your parents would say to you, oh, don't trust everything you read on the internet? And now here we are with people who are older than us believing everything that they read on the internet. Don't worry, I'm gonna have some video essays and higher production stuff coming out soon, but I have another rambling video for you guys today. I can't get this out of my head. Lately, as I'm sure many of you are aware, as am I, the internet has become infested, like infected and infested with just AI slop everywhere. And I do mean everywhere. It's on Facebook, it's on Twitter, it's on YouTube. Like there are probably YouTube videos that you've watched that you either immediately clocked as AI or were good enough that you didn't notice right away, but you were like, man, this video is kind of mid or okay at best. And it's becoming a very real problem. It is a real problem. It was becoming a problem a while ago. The whole thing for me is a lot of the healthy skepticism that people had for the internet has been replaced, and I don't know why. I mean, we could say that it all leads back to corporate greed, but the thing that I'm thinking about is like, what was the mindset change? When did people go from being like, oh, you should always be skeptical of the internet, and that transitioned into, oh, I trust all these posts I see on Facebook from random pages I'm not even following, of these incredible AI slop images. But I was on Facebook a few weeks ago because I use Facebook for local event coordination, not for my events to be clear, but for events that I go to. And I saw a post on my homepage that was baffling to me because it was like an AI generated image of a Porsche where you can very obviously tell if you use your eyes that it's AI. And I commented this because all of the comments are talking about the fact that, oh my god, this car looks so beautiful, it's so cool. And it's just like, I can't tell if these are real people or bots, but I said, I can't believe that there's nobody pointing out that this is AI. And somebody responded to me like, nah, it's not AI, there's no way. And I just don't get it, man. Like, people are not even looking at the images that they're drooling over. It's so weird. I know for a fact that if it was like 15 years ago and I were to show some of these images to my family, which to be clear, most of my family are still healthy skeptics, thankfully. But if I were to show these images to my family, they would be like, oh, that's probably fake or that's probably CG. Even if it was a real photo of something that looked kind of unbelievable, these days, I feel like a lot of that skepticism is lost. And it's just not super duper healthy. And I think that's sort of one of the big reasons why AI is becoming so harmful, is that people are inherently trusting and believing pretty much any images or videos they see online, even though we're in a time where it's easier to fake those things than it has ever been before. And it's even worse because things like deepfakes are also not really being that heavily scrutinized. And it's led to this incredible arms race and like flame war where people are just throwing out the terms like, oh, you used AI for this, even if it's not AI, and then a lot of the actual AI stuff is being ignored. Another YouTuber, which is, I believe, Gamer Goku, was accused by the actual voice actor of using AI. And when I saw that, I was just absolutely baffled by it, because we've gotten to a point where people believe that AI is good enough to invariably just be indistinguishable from like real talent, but instead of assuming that the person could have real talent, you just immediately assume that they are using AI for something instead of actually just putting in the work and being good at it. I really do think that we've like opened a Pandora's box with AI, and it's something that I don't necessarily like, because even though there are like ways that UI can be useful, there are ways that AI can be useful as a tool. The reality is that I think that right now it is being net harmful, but there's not really a good way for us to like regulate it. How are we going to regulate this thing? Well, just all encompassing. How do you regulate AI? Because it's already out there. The code is out there, and regulating it isn't going to stop people from using it. And how do you even detect AI? Because a lot of AI has gotten good enough where you can't detect it properly. I mean, ChatGPT has been that way since GPT-3, where if you slightly alter and peer review it yourself, most of the time all these websites that are claiming that they can determine whether something used AI or not, in reality are entirely unable to do so, because many people have had their actual essays that they put a lot of work into get flagged as, oh, this is AI, don't trust it, and it has actually damaged people's lives who are putting in the work. And then people who are being lazy and just using AI for everything are able to get literal jobs as prompt engineers at big tech companies. It is genuinely ridiculous and insane that we're shifting into this AI sphere, and investors are eating it up. Because I think the other big thing about it that bothers me is a lot of these companies are here to make money, and the way that you make money is by you sell stuff to consumers or to other businesses. But at the end of the day, everything is for consumers in our modern technology-based economy. And so if we're taking away tons of jobs for AI, in programming fields and in concept art, it's already happening, which is really messed up. That's fewer people who are able to afford these things. There's fewer people who are able to afford to invest back or to purchase products. And it's going to eventually to a point where these companies are going to only be selling to themselves. And I mean, I don't know what that's going to look like, but I know that's a fairly dystopian and heavy thing to talk about, but it all ties back to, we need more skepticism in the world, and we need reasonable skepticism. If you see something and you're like, that's not real, don't necessarily immediately assume that it's AI or that it's fake. Just do more research, dig into it, and scrutinize it. If it's a voice, try and listen closely and see if you hear any artifacts, or you hear any weird skips, or what's the word, intonation that you wouldn't hear a normal person or a normal voice actor say. And that's not a surefire way on its own, because there's so many ways to act out a voice, but those are ways that you can identify potential leads for that kind of thing. And trust me, it sucks that we have to get to that point at all in the first place. And really, a lot of it's gotten so good that it's kind of moot to do that in the first place. But I really do think that people need to be more skeptical and healthy in how they handle consuming internet content. If you have a family member that has been diving deep into the conspiracy of the week that's powered by Grok AI on Twitter, speak to them, be like, hey, you want to go for a walk? Because I think that's showing kindness to people, even people in your life that might be frustrating at times, can leave an impact, especially if it involves getting out of the house. But yeah, regardless, as I mentioned at the start of this video, I'm going to have some not rambly videos coming out soon. I've just been enjoying doing these videos. They're genuinely fun, and I have a lot of stuff to talk about. So I hope you guys don't mind too much. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you didn't like it, I will cry. And go check out the merch store at ivycomb.store. It's awesome and cool.